Morning, everyone. So today's lesson is going to be a little bit different. We're going to play with math. So basically, I want you to kind of refresh your memory about the format of a line. So if you look here, we're talking about that y equals mx plus b form. So if you've forgotten, remember to think about m as your slope and b as your y-intercept. But I'm less worried about the y-intercept and more worried about slope today. So you'll get what I mean here when it says complete any 6 holes. But basically, well, I'll show you. So if we head over here, the first thing I want you to understand is just you've got sliders. So y equals mx plus b. Here for m, you can adjust accordingly. And then for the b value, you can adjust that as well. So moving on from there, you'll have a couple concept questions. And then here, basically what I'm getting at is we're playing mini golf essentially. So if you notice, clearly I didn't catch anything. I missed everything. So basically I want to go over here and I want to fix it. So maybe I'm thinking, oh, here's this point right here that's -5, -7. I might want to move it over. Well, remember, this horizontal axis is my x-axis, so that probably tells me I want to move this maybe a little bit left. Maybe I try -6. Closer, but still pretty far off. So maybe I'm going to change this coordinate to -8. There you go. I've got it. So now I know I've solved this hole. I want to keep these points in mind. So the -2, -3, -8, -7. And what you're going to end up doing is trying to calculate the slope. So if you remember, if I write down my 2 points, I want to find how the y changes and divide that by how the x changes. So you probably remember that being referred to as x1, y1 and x2, y2 to find your slope or your m value. So all that means is take the y2 value minus the y1 value and the x2 value minus the x1 value. So if you look here, y1 would be -3, y2 would be -7. And so I'm subtracting those on the top. And then on the bottom, I have x2 minus x1. So x2 would be my -8. x1 would be my -2. I'm going to subtract those as well. So remember, in the case where I get minus a negative, that really ends up meaning I'm adding those two things. So you'll just see that slight change there. And then I'm actually adding in my numerator, which is -4. And here I've got -8 plus 2, which is -6. I clean this up because a negative divided by a negative here will be a positive, but that's reducible, or it could even be in decimal form. All right, so now for each of yours, you're going to have to go back. So notice how it says go back, turn on the line, enter your value for m, and then adjust. So here, I could take any one of these values and put it in for m. So I'm going backwards. If I scroll down a little bit, I'll see my general equation with my sliders. I'll just turn that on. Notice how this line shows up. And then my m value, I said, was 2/3, for example. And then for b, I might adjust it. Here, I get a line that goes right through my line segment. I know I'm good to go. My slope's correct. Let's say I'd calculated wrong. I put in something like this. There's no way to make this match up. That should tell me that I made a mistake somewhere when I was calculating my slope, so I'd go fix it. So that's the big principle here. So let's say we go to this first problem that you're going to solve. Notice how this is off. You're going to have to fix it. Then you'll actually have to calculate the slope and then go back to check yourself, just like I showed you. So if you go through, there's 9 possible puzzles. You're responsible for 6. Give it a go. If you get stuck, definitely let me know. But it's any 6 you choose. So good luck, and hopefully you have some fun.